Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs have a game-changing wide receiver on the way in four-star Talon Taylor. He's one of the best wide receiver prospects in the country, and he recently released his unreal midseason highlights. You can go watch him over on Dawg Post. This kid is legit. I am all in on this kid. And for all of you out there who don't think that Georgia is going to bring in elite wide receivers, I'm telling you, go over to Dawg Post and watch this kid's clips. He is elite. I think he could be a Malcolm Mitchell, George Pickens, AJ Green type of receiver. I think he looks exactly like Don Blaylock did before the injury. This kid has a chance to be special. Now, he's not this low 3-star promising kid. He's not even a low 4-star. He is, again, the number 40 player in the country. He's the number 8 wide receiver in the country. I think I had his numbers in front of me. Yeah, he's the number 40 overall, 8 wide receiver. He's having a monster season right now, and I've written about it over on Dawg Post. There's clips from his first 8 games of the season. He's caught 34 passes for just under 900 yards, 18 total touchdowns, 16 receiving touchdowns. So, yeah, you heard that right. 34 catches, he's scoring a touchdown on half of them. 6'1", about 180. He is a silky smooth receiver. He's an excellent route runner. He gets open. He's quick. He's agile. He's elusive. He's twitchy. He's sudden. He's not 6'4", 180. You know, he's not the biggest, longest, tallest receiver. And I'm not sure he brings track speed to the gridiron, but he is football fast, and he does have breakaway speed. He plays up in Illinois, not against the best competition, but he's crushing those kids out there. The ball skills, the ability to contort his body to make a big catch. This kid is the real deal, and he's averaging 26 yards a catch. He had one game where he caught 6 passes for 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Another game where he only caught 3 passes, took him for 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. The next week, only caught 4 passes, took 3 of them, 4 touchdowns. He had 183 yards receiving in that game. His last 2 games, 157 yards, a touchdown, 113 yards, 3 touchdowns. This guy is a scoring machine. And when you turn on the highlights, right, what he's doing, it's safe to say that his skill set translates to the next level. He can line up on the outside. He can line up in the slot. You can, help him to get in the open field in the run game, right? Those end arounds, quick screens. He's great after the catch. He's so athletic, man, and he just moves in a different way. He's a natural runner. Quick feet. He can put his foot in the ground and create separation from the defensive back. And I wish I could have the highlights just running in front of me so you don't have to keep looking at this. But for copyright reasons, we can't put them over this. So you're going to have to just deal with me here. But I'm telling you, you can watch for free over on Dawg Post. I've got a film breakdown, and we've included his most recent senior midseason highlights over there. And you turn it on, and you're thinking, wow, this kid can do everything. He can challenge defensive backs vertically, sneaks by him with ease. He's got a great release. No one plays up and press against him in that league. There's no one who can cover him. There's no one who can come close to covering. So he gets a lot of space off the line of scrimmage, and it doesn't matter. One quick move, a stop and go, and he's 10 yards behind the defender before they even know it. He catches a screen pass, and he's big and strong enough to break tackles, but the elusiveness and the suddenness and the ability to make a defender miss with ease, just 1 foot in the ground, this guy's flying by him. It doesn't even look like there's a lot of effort to it. Again, he's just a natural receiver, and that's what Don Blaylock was. Don Blaylock was a natural. I hate that he got hurt in that 2019 SEC championship game because he was making a big impact as a freshman. But because he could get open on his own, he can create separation at the line of scrimmage, but he can make a tough catch over a defender down the field. This kid can leap and contort his body like AJ Green and George Pickens. And Malcolm Mitchell did a great job of that too. He can leap and move his body and come down with a catch. He tracks the ball well in the air and secures it, gets upfield in a hurry. There's no wasted movements with this kid. And Georgia targeted him early in the recruiting process, and they were able to get him. And even when he was committed over the summer, when there was not much to talk about from a team perspective, it was all recruiting. A lot of Georgia fans are like, Georgia can't go out and get, elite wide receivers. They didn't get C.J. Wiley. They didn't get Travis Smith Jr. This guy's been on the commit list for a while. He does play in Illinois, so if you don't follow high school football and you don't follow recruiting closely, this is probably not a guy you know a ton about, but he is a natural. That's what I keep going to. He is a natural. He has a feel for the game and a feel for the position. He works hard, and you have to get open on your own. You can only scheme guys open in so many different ways, right? But he's versatile. He can line up anywhere on the field. And again, he can help you in special teams. There's just so much to like about his game. I think he plays faster than his numbers indicate. I don't even know what they are, but when I did digging the last time, I should have done some extra digging before starting this video, but he might run track. He might be faster than the notes that I've taken in the past, but I don't think he doesn't have that Arian Smith track speed, right? Or Eric Stokes. He doesn't have that type of speed that I'm aware of, but he moves really well on the field, and he's going to have to adjust to, the defensive backs at the SEC level for sure, but he's going to have an opportunity to see the field early next year. I think Dylan Bell has a real chance to leave after this year. He's a guy who could come back. I think Dom Lovett is gone, though. Obviously, no Colby Young, no Rod Thomas. So they could be a little thin at wide receiver next year. They have Cole Spear, and they've got Anthony Evans, but Arian Smith is gone. He's a senior. And again, if Dylan Bell has a really, really strong end of the year, I think his versatile skill set could allow him to be drafted. I just don't know how high. So I think there's a real chance he could come back. But, they only took 2 wide receivers in the last class, Sokovia White, Nitro Tuggle. I think they're going to end up hitting the portal. And they've got Landon Roldan coming in too, but I think he's a guy who still needs to add more muscle, more mass before he's able to make a significant impact at Georgia. But Talon Taylor is a guy who could come in and say, all right, I'm here to push for playing time. He's a guy I can absolutely see playing, early next year, getting some touches, because I think he has the ability to be special. And I mean, the numbers are there. He's a big play machine. Again, he's averaging 26 yards a catch. He's scoring a touchdown half the time he catches the ball. It really is crazy what he's doing. And even on, plays where he doesn't score, they're big plays down the field where he, gets pushed out of bounds or maybe tripped up at the 10 or the 5, right? So there's still big plays that almost went for touchdowns. And when you're just a natural playmaker and you do have ball skills and you've got a catch radius and you are quick and get open consistently with ease, that's how you make it at the next level. And he's just a playmaker. After the catch, the ability to break tackles and slide through, defenders and make a miss. This is a guy, the more I watch, the more I reach out and hear about him, the more I think he is going to be a big time player, multi-year starter at Georgia. So I do think that, when you're watching the Dogs now, and it just seems a little off sometimes because there's no true number one. There's no A.D. Mitchell. There's no Ladd McConkey. There's no Brock Bowers, obviously. So they're good receivers, but they've got to step it up. They've got to be more consistent. But next year, they're going to need a lot of these guys to step up, and they might play younger receivers. So this is a guy, again, he'll just be a freshman next year. They're bound to make mistakes, but he is a guy who could see the field and make an early, productive contribution to this team next year. But I'm telling you, help is on the way. This guy is elite. I will stand on that hill. And if you don't think Georgia's bringing in quality wide receivers, I'd say look here first. I'd say go to Dawg Post and watch these clips. But Landon Roldan is promising. He can absolutely fly. He's committed out of North Oconee. But again, I'm not sure his size allows him to play early. Thomas Blackshear is on the commit list out of Savannah. He's open to other schools, but he's a big-time playmaker. And I'm missing one. I'm blanking. Tyler Williams, they've got committed. He's another big play machine out of Florida. Not ranked super high, but Talon Taylor is, right? I'm telling you, the ranking should assure Georgia fans that this kid can absolutely play. And this is a wide receiver group that's pretty deep across the country in 2025. I think in most years, he's probably a top 5 wide receiver in the country. This year, there's a lot of really, really good receivers. He's still a top 10 wide receiver in the country. That is a big, big deal. He's coming to Athens to work, to get better. I think he fits the culture that they have. And he is obviously a big play machine who's going to bring explosiveness, something we didn't see from Georgia's passing attack last week at all. And we'll see if Gunnar Stockton is the guy next year. He's going to need some weapons and guys he can stretch the field, who can stretch the field for him. So there's going to be a lot of shakeup at wide receiver, I think, next year. And this is an incoming freshman that I think Georgia fans could look at and say, this guy could possibly be elite. This guy could possibly be that alpha that this team is kind of missing right now. He might not be it next year because, right, he's just a freshman, but he has the potential to be special, a true go-to option, one of the best wide receivers in the SEC and possibly the country. I think he's that good. So if you're a Georgia fan, this is a kid you have to be excited about. He's just in high school right now, but next year, definitely a young player to keep an eye on who could be Georgia's next elite wide receiver. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. You could watch more and read more about him over on Dawg Post. It's a free story, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. Become a smarter Georgia fan and learn all about this young man and other members of this 2025 class. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the website.